Infinitives. Infinitives are a verb form, and they're a verb form that is non-conjugated. It doesn't have a person and a number. So here's our infinitive chart from the synopsis sheet. As usual, with active and passive across the top, and with present, perfect, and future down the side. So let's take a look at the verb amo, amara, amawi, amatus, to love. You guys already know a couple of the infinitive forms. The present active infinitive is exactly the same as the second principal part, right? We just take this form and drag it down here. And we translate amara to love. So to make the present passive infinitive, you're still going to use that second principal part, and you're just going to change the E on the end to a long I. So it becomes amari. And to translate amari is to be loved, so that it's passive. The perfect active infinitive, we've also seen already. That one is using the third principal part. We take the perfect stem and we add isse, amawissa, and we translate amawissa to have loved. To do the perfect passive infinitive is also using some pieces that we've already seen. You're going to use the fourth principal part, otherwise known as the perfect passive participle, and you're going to pair that with esse, so amatus, esse, and those are two separate words. To translate amatus esse, we're going to say to have been loved. So perfect tense have and passive voice been, to have been loved. The future active infinitive is going to use the future active participle plus the verb esse. So amaturus esse. Again, two separate words. And to translate amaturus esse is to be about to love. So here's your whole infinitive chart for amo, amara. Now, the good news is that most of the conjugations use the exact same rules for the infinitives. So if we take a look at a second conjugation verb, moneo, monera, monui, monetus, to warn, we'll see that it follows the exact same patterns. So the present active is the second principal part, monera, to warn. The present passive infinitive, we just change the E to an I, moneri, to be warned. The perfect active, perfect stem plus issa, monu issa, to have warned. The perfect passive, fourth principal part plus essa, monitus essa, to have been warned. And then the future active participle plus essa, monituris essa, to be about to warn. Third conjugation, we'll take a look at dico, dicere, dixi, dictus, to say. The present active infinitive is dicere, to say. The present passive infinitive for third conjugation is where things get a little bit wonky. Because this E in the infinitive dicere is short, when we go to make it passive, instead of just the E changing to an I, the whole ERE changes to an I. So where we might expect something like deakery, what we actually get is just deaky, to be said. But the rest of the chart is the same. So dixissa, to have said, dictus esse, to have been said, and dicturus esse, to be about to say. This third conjugation rule is also going to apply to a third IO verb like capio, capere, capi, captus, to seize. So the present active infinitive is our regular capere, to seize, and then in the passive, that whole ERE changes to an I, so we get copy, to be seized. And then again, the rest of the chart is normal. Capissa, to have seized, captus esse, to have been seized, and capturus esse, to be about to seize. Fourth conjugation, audio, audira, audiui, auditus, to hear. Um, the present active is audira, to hear, and because we're back to having a long vowel here, it follows the regular rule. So audiri, to be heard, audiwissa, to have heard, auditus esse, to have been heard, and auditurus esse, to be about to hear. And that's it. That's all there is to infinitives.